pure progression was a point of emphasis, and I'm very happy that it was. We talked about that being something that could really help in the development of Bryce Underwood, and they leaned into that. Now there are times where he did a really nice job, and then there are times where he didn't. Right, so I'm just going to show two plays. One play where it's done perfectly and it's exactly what you want, and then the other one is going to be a mistake by a veteran player. However, if you get it to him a little quicker, it might be a different result, right? So let's take a look at the first picture. This is pure progression, right? You go from 1 to 2 to 3, and Bryce Underwood, he even gets to 4 on this one, which is super impressive because even the veteran guys in pure progression, they don't usually get to 4. And then the guys that can run, you're 4. Your legs are usually 4, right? So it's really impressive to see him get all the way through his reads, right? The next picture. All right, so this is how it goes. You go outside with your eyes. You're 1 and 2. You can see them both at the same time, right? So there's not a bunch of movement that you have to do with your head, and then you're going to go to 3, right? Once you get to 3, you assess, is it open? Is it not? It's not. Okay, now you get to 4, which is the running back, Haynes. He does a nice job, or no, I'm sorry, that's Marshall. Does a nice job of realizing he doesn't have a protection responsibility. Bryce can get it to him. He can catch and run, right? Very quick, get through it, be done with the play. And that's an outstanding job of not only Chip Lindsey understanding what is going to help Bryce Underwood, but also Bryce Underwood being able to execute.
That's really impressive, Dev. I mean, to get through, you're talking about, 5 really, right? You said 5 because you had 4 receivers. It was 3 by 1, and then
one is eliminated by coverage, but you kind of see all those in the same line at the same time with your eyes, right? So you kind of, it's really 3 guys, but it's really 1A, 1B, or 2, 1, 2, just to try to see which guys are going to come open, and then you can move across the board to your next reads.
You're saying 3 up top is eliminated by the look pre-snap, right? So he's looking
with pure progression, he won't know the 3 is eliminated because you don't want him thinking and trying to do the coverage thing, right? We've seen that that's not something he's strong at right now, right? So if you're going to start left, you start left. There is no right. It's left, and then gradually each receiver you get across the board, and that's why it's so simple, right? That's why it works so well for young quarterbacks because your eyes will take you to the correct throw. You don't have to determine what the coverage is. Now, when you start to get advanced and you start to see the coverage, now you can get in pure progression and eliminate guys based off the coverage so you won't have to go through some of those reads and you can get through even quicker. A guy that does this very well, he did at Washington, was Michael Penix. I mean, seeing him get through, it felt like 6 or 7 reads, right, so quickly. It's because he could eliminate reads, and that's a veteran player, right? And you expect that Bryce at some point will get to that. But for right now, he starts left, you start left, and you work across.
Great. Okay. Awesome.
Now, this next play, I really like this because of Chip Lindsey understanding it. Although these wide receivers and even the running back, they go from different places, right? This is basically the same play. It's the same play. It's the exact same play for the quarterback's eyes, right? He's going outside to inside, all the way across the board, right? And this is the shallow cross that Bredesen dropped, right?
Yes.
So let's keep in mind, Bredesen's a fullback. Yep. We're not asking him really to catch passes. He's been banging his head on people all day. He needs it to be easy for him, and I'm sure he can catch, but I'm kind of being facetious here. However, he is a fullback. Right? Fullbacks just aren't the best catchers in the world to begin with. However, you make it a little more difficult when it becomes a combat catch. And what is a combat catch? When you're catching the ball and somebody's contacting you at the same time. That's difficult even for the best receivers, let alone a fullback, right? So this is the same play, but a very different result. And though it's a drop, it's because of the footwork and eyes of Bryce Underwood. And now, in his defense, he has been under pressure some throughout the season. And that's what you don't want. The psyche, you want him to stay confident that he can stay in the pocket and make plays, right? So here's the snapshot of the play and how it should go. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? It starts well on this next shot. 1, very good. That's exactly how you want it to start. But then it starts to go bad, right? On the next play, on the next photograph, he starts to run right. Or run left, and it was weird. I'm like, where is he going? Why is he doing that? Because the protection, you can't say this a bunch, the protection is perfect. It's exactly what you want, right? A lot of space for you to see and navigate in the pocket. The running back is already out super early because he sees, they got that handled, right?
Yep.
So he starts to run left, right? And as you can see, Bredesen's on that shallow cross, and he's doing a nice job because it's zone coverage. Even though he's a fullback, somehow he understands that he needs to set up in that empty zone. Fullbacks just don't understand that. But he understands that he does a nice job, right? Next clip. Now he starts to run back. But this is the time the ball should be out, right? He's settling down. That ball should be on him right away. And look at the space he has between all the defenders, right? There won't be a combat catch now, and I trust. I know I said fullbacks don't usually catch. I trust that he'll make this catch if it's not a combat catch. However, Bryce is starting to move back into the pocket that he left for no reason, essentially, right? So move on to the next one. Now it's late. Right now it's late. The corner's looking him up. He's in the flat. He's about to come and punch that ball out. And I'm just telling you, when you play even better corners, that's going to be interception. Right? Because he's gotten a chance to really see what's happening. He's going to break on that, and it's going to be bad news for the offense. So that's 2 plays, very similar in concept. However, 2 different results, and you want to see the consistency from Bryce Underwood. The consistency. Now, I gave him a pass on that throw that he threw over the head of Samaj. He had some air throws, but the one he threw over Samaj's head that was a duck, that was his arm was hurting.
Yes.
I'm telling you right now, he's flexing his hand. I've been there. You're numb. I remember in the Northwestern game at Northwestern. Remember that overtime game? I felt like my arm was dead, but there are no other options. You got to stay in the game, and I respect his toughness. However, situations like this, you need consistency.
Dev, I want to ask you a question. Can we go back a few photos to when it was the one where you were talking about, I think it was the second photo. I want to ask you here. If we could go back just a few, not this one, it was the wide shot.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. So what you're saying, Dev, is had he just taken his drop, if he didn't leave what was a clean pocket, right now he should be one hitch and banging it on Bredesen. But because he vacated, his feet aren't ready. He's not ready to throw.
Yeah, he's not ready, and he's honestly not looking at it, right?
Okay.
He's starting to run out where if he stays in the pocket and just like the other one, he might have been able to get to the running back. That might be a better option because he's got more distance between the defender and him. However, you want to get it to 3 just because 3's open, right? In progression, we don't want to skip guys that are open. You throw it to the open guy. And we don't know or not because of his movement. The linebacker kind of pulled toward number 2. Maybe if he stays there, he might be able to get to 2 as well, right?
Maybe.
So we don't know because when he moves, the linebacker moves and it kind of closes the window. However, if we just stay there, we have to find a way to get to number 2 or number 3 or even number 4 like we've seen him do. And the thing is, I'm encouraged because we just showed a play that he did it perfectly, right? So he's capable of doing it.
Yeah.
We just have to see the consistency.
Okay. Yeah, so it just comes back to fundamentals. And, okay, I got some photos that are going to complement this too.
So
really,
we got one more, though. One more.
Oh, you got one more? Go ahead.
Yeah, one more.
But really what you're saying, though, Dev, is it's not just on Bryce. He's capable. We've seen him do it. But this, to me, is him not trusting the O-line. So this is also the bigger picture of a 60-minute game.
Of course. You've got to be able to – and as hard as it is, and you know me, I was in a position with some bad offensive line play.
Took some shots.
You got to try to trust it as much as you can, right? Next clip. Now, it's 1st and 10. I can't even express how much I love this from Bryce Underwood, right? And some people say, why is he getting out so fast and whatever? I don't want to hear that. It's 1st and 10, and they aren't respecting the fact that you are a dynamic runner.
Yeah.
You hit the top of your drop. First of all, you want to do what we call get into the fight, right? And a lot of people that have watched a lot of things I've done, they understand. It's that climb, that hitch into the pocket, right? Get into the pocket, get into that fight. And when you get into the fight, good things happen. Next clip. Right? He gets into the fight, and look what he has, right? It's 1st down. He's going to go get 6 and set up 2nd and 4, right? And I just love that he has that in his mind ever since that Oklahoma game that, hey, we don't always have to read all down the field and wait for things to come open. If you get an opportunity, stick that back foot in the ground, you start to feel that pocket collapsing, get into the fight, and then if you see a lane, you go get it. Look at all that green grass. You can get down without being hit. Outstanding play by him. I'm not going to say it's his best play of the game, but it's very high up there for me.
Are you concerned at all that his eyes seem to go down early to me or not? You're saying because it's 1st and 10, go take the yards.
So his eyes do go down early. I don't think this is one of those cases, right? As he's dropping back, he's looking straight down the middle of the field here, right?
Okay.
And he sees a vacate, like the parting of the Red Sea.
Yeah.
And that's a go. Now, for some quarterbacks, that's not a go.
Not a go.
That is you continue to read because you're not going to get much, right? For him, you part the Red Sea just like we saw against Nebraska, you go get it, period. You see what I put? Go get those yards on first down, and you can set up those second and short situations where you got a great running back, and you also can get in that play action game, which you have shown that you are really capable of doing.
All right, Dev, I wanted to show you this other play, very similar of what I was kind of curious about and curious to get your thoughts of knowing when to be a runner and when to take your eyes down. So let's pull this one up. This one's 3rd and 8, and you can see Wisconsin double A gap look up top. Let's go to the next play. The protection gets leaky here. But you got Justice Haynes to kind of help. They're running a little TE game. Here's what you're talking about with Bryce looking play side, but watch what happens here on the next clip. Already he's declared himself as a runner. You got that lane, that same lane you're talking about, Dev. But look up top there. This is we call it a corner stop. A corner stop. That's McCauley running like a circus route, and then he's stopping, and it's great versus zone coverage. So I wanted to ask you, because go to this next play. I just wanted the next picture. Right now, Bryce has already declared himself as a runner. But Dev, you could rip this on Donovan McCauley right now. What are you thinking when you see these photos?
Yeah, certainly. And this is not pure progression, right? And it's tough to go complete pure progression when you're in the 3rd and long situations, which is you want to stay out of those, first of all. But this is a little different because you can see there's no parting of the Red Sea, right? Everybody's still right in front of you. There's no space to really get you want to get in the fight, but there's no space for you to go.
He didn't get the first down here. He didn't get it.
Once you get into the fight here, which is what you want to do, there is no lane, right? There's just guys in front of you, and you should remain a quarterback, right? And so this is the development you still want to see, right? He still hasn't figured out which side am I going to pick based off of what coverage they're playing, right? His pre-snap has been okay, but the post-snap just hasn't been as good just yet, and you expect that from a young quarterback, right? A freshman quarterback. So, of course, you want to rip this. Of course, you want to rip this in the zone, and this is a nice job of McCulley running the corner stop, because a lot of people get this all wrong. They come out of it all weird, but he comes out extremely what we call friendly, right?
Yeah.
Both his numbers to the quarterback, he can see it, but you can kind of excuse Bryce in this situation because the protection did get leaky. And we don't want him sitting there holding the ball, taking hits in the pocket. And so I wouldn't even ding him for this. Like, if I'm grading, I wouldn't give him a minus. I give him a straight, right? Hey, not a plus, not a minus. I would love to see you to take the next step the next time you're in this situation, right? You see you got good protection. Make sure you stand in there, trust that your veteran running back is going to get to that and help the leakage, and you can bang this right now. You got a first down. So he absolutely should, but I wouldn't minus him on this because of what he has dealt with to this point in the season, and it's starting to shore up. But it takes some time to get that trust back.
That's great context. Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm saying there of a very similar of what you were showing to this play. And the good thing is you can correct these off a win. But again, what we're trying to, emphasize to you guys that are tuning in, listening, and watching at home is these are the plays you got to be perfect against Ohio State or damn near. So great context. All right, I want to show you another play. We got 2 more plays to pull up here. I don't want to be ripping on Samaj all show, Dev, but I'll roll through these and then you take me into the mind of the quarterback. This is quite clear. It's a very clear picture. Wisconsin, they bring pressure down in the red zone. Michigan is in the red zone. Clearly, Wisconsin has their 4 down linemen coming and 2 linebackers. So Samaj, you have 5 linemen and a running back, but you have to have just a sense of urgency. And you've played receiver and quarterback. So you got to know. Let's watch let me just work through these pictures. Here comes the blitz. Next picture. Dancing. Why are you dancing? There's no press. Let's go to the next picture. Still dancing. It's a race against time. These guys are coming downhill. They picked up the blitz, but
take a break. Take a break right here. Stay at this picture. Look at everyone else. Look at McCulley at the top. Look down at the. We are in sprinters and down at the bottom. I love that he wears this yellow because you can locate him right away.
Yeah,
that's the freshman sprinting, understanding the situation and the severity of what you're dealing with. This is a football game against a high level. Now, what you think about Wisconsin? Whatever. They've got scholarship players. They've got guys they're paying.
Yeah.
Right? They are a Big Ten football team, right? So you're in this situation. It seems like everybody else understands the severity. And like you're saying, not to, like you said, bang on Samaj, but it seems like he doesn't understand. Now, one possibility could be where you think that you're kind of reading because you have an option route, right?
Okay.
So you're kind of going there. However, the circumstances suggest that you do something different, right? Get there now
Yeah.
and allow your quarterback to get you the football.
Yep. So exactly. Let's go to the next picture just to hammer this home. It's too late. It's too late. And look at the sticks. Like if there's urgency, this is banged on him. And if he catches it, it's a first down. I mean, Dev, I don't know. Do you have anything to add? Because you've played both receiver and quarterback in this situation.
Well, yeah, if they're not blocking and my receivers don't understand they need to get open, that's a problem. We got to have a conversation, right? And as a wide receiver, the quarterback would never allow a wide receiver to go open when he's getting a lot of pressure, right? So as a wide receiver, Denard knew, and because I played quarterback as well, I knew where to be, right? I know where he's going to need me to be when there's pressure, and so we work really well that way. Me never playing receiver in my life, that's why I was able to be successful, because I just knew the urgency of different situations. There were a number of times where I didn't run my route. I got to the spot that I would get to if I had run the exact route, but I would get there faster the way I'm doing it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Which, not suggesting that they do that, follow the rules. However, I had a rapport with Denard, and so I was able to do things like that. But for Samaj, you just got to know you're a junior. If you're a freshman, I get it, right? You don't really know the severity. You don't get it. However, the bar is being set high because number 4 is also a freshman, and he does understand, right? So it's kind of, I'm torn. It's like, okay, a freshman, you don't understand, but he seems to understand, right? So as a junior, I can't give you any grace. And it sucks because, Samaj is still a developing player, but if a freshman is doing it, you can't give grace to someone who's been in the program for 3 years. And so he's got to get there quickly and help his quarterback.
Look, there's a lot of good things in Michigan. This is the challenging thing, is you're held to a high standard. I just can we go back to the very beginning and let's just go through these photos one more time, just to hammer it home. 1, 2, 3, 4.
To be clear though, too, him dropping the football makes this even worse. Like, it makes it glaring, right? So we probably don't, you probably don't even pick this out if he's catching the football.
Right.
Because, hey, this is just like a kind of a simple mistake, but you can't not block aggressively, not catch the football, and then also in these urgency types of moments, kind of lollygag like you described it.
Right. I mean, it's across the board. It's a standard. Yeah. So here it is. You're seeing pressure. I'm sure the viewers at home, you can see it. Let's go to the next photo.
But pause. No, let's go back. Because we highlighted everybody in that sprinter's position when they were running. Look at how everybody's leaned over, ready to run, and Samaj just standing straight up like he's about to run bubble screen.
Point.
Yeah.
Right. That's your stance is even like too cool for school. Dancing. Next photo. Dancing, where my quarterback's going to get smoked. We need you. You're our hot answer. They're not hot, but we got to go. Next photo. Too late. So there's hammered home. And then, Dev, I got one more photo for you. And again, you've been giving us such great context. I circled this because this is what happens with Michigan. You got an 8-man box, 4 down linemen, couple linebackers. You got a corner that's playing down inside the box. That's still tackle over. That's an extra offensive lineman on the field. So that corner for Wisconsin, I mean, he's eligible, but that's an offensive lineman there in the left tight end position. Okay, 8-man box. Let's get into play action. Next photo. Here it is. It's like a dagger wheel concept. So you got McColley up top running the dig. What's that, Dev?
I remember this.
Yeah. Okay. So, yep. You probably know where I'm going. Let's go to the next photo. Here comes the play action, and you got to
certainly should be the dig. You're right.
And it was a heck of a throw, heck of a catch.
But you can't live in that space.
But what's that?
You can't live in that space.
Right.
That's my guys are just better than your guys' space, and we're just not at that point yet. Michigan's not at that point just yet. At some point, the guy he's throwing to is going to just be better than everybody else. Right. So it doesn't matter if he's covered. It doesn't matter if the coverage suggests you don't throw it to him. You still can throw it to him. And I love that this play is made and it's great. But like I said, you don't want to live in this space. You got to play football the way it's meant to be played. You got to rip this dig. Not to mention, it's number 1.
Yes.
Get it to him.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, just to even go another step further for our viewers at home, like this, if you just look at Andrew Marsh up top, that's the Wisconsin defensive back. He's in perfect position, right? I mean, this is, you have to throw a back shoulder here if you got a chance, and he did, and it was great. But this is your number 1 read, is this in-breaking route dig, which is wide open, especially with anticipation. You look at the red, your running back's out in the flat, so that linebacker is going to continue to widen. this hit should be ripped right inside that hash to McCauley for a chance to catch and run, Dev, right?
Yeah,
That's it.
it's exactly right. And but like you said, he's still growing, still figuring things out,
Yep.
and these are things that they're going to revisit. But I want to give a credit to Alford, the running back coach. These running backs, not only are they standing and protecting when they're supposed to, but they're getting out quickly because this play doesn't work if you
Great
don't
point.
have that flat control because the running back gets out quickly. Right? It's
Yes.
not a scat protection where he's just getting out automatically. He has to
Right.
do protection first and then get out. But if he
Right.
gets out quickly, it opens up for that dig. And I'm just telling you, after watching McCulley on that slant force his way for his first touchdown, he said, listen, I'm not staying out of the end zone no more.
Yeah.
I'm getting in the end zone.
Yep.
If he catches this, he's running around the edge. He's getting in the end zone for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
He was hungry, man. That slant where he took it to the end zone, that was a hungry play by him. He's sick of not getting in the end zone, period.
Yep. The good thing is it's here. It's there. And there's potential to learn. It's a little here, a little there, but it's some of these photos are just to highlight it's the other 10 guys. It's the protection, it's our receivers, it's the other 10 that have to help out Bryce as much as he's helping out himself. So I hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown. Would love to hear some comments from you guys. Are you give us some feedback. Are you grasping it, or do you guys think you're learning things? Are you starting to see the game in a different light? I mean, Devin's taking you right into his eyes and his mind as a quarterback. You're not getting that anywhere else. So please hit that like button and the subscribe button. It helps us a lot. Share it with your friends. It helps us a lot.